Well, this next story may be beneficial to people playing the dating game. What relationship does body language play with verbal language? It's one of the questions Dr. Jeanette King and her team at the New Zealand Institute of Language at Canterbury University are applying to Te Reo Māori. And she joins me now from Christchurch. Tēnā koe, Dr. King.
Tēnā koe, Shane.
Why do we need this study?
Well, a lot of people like me who are second language learners of Māori say that often when we're speaking Māori, our body feels different to when we're speaking English. And so we decided to investigate this a little more, and we did some recordings. And so to see whether people really do gesture differently, have different body language from when they're speaking Māori to speaking English.
And what did you find out?
Well, we've only done a small pilot and study, but we did find that there were some slight differences when people were speaking Māori and speaking English. And to sort of test this, we showed people movies of these people speaking Māori and English with the sound taken away and their lips obscured so you couldn't lip read. And people were remarkably correct in guessing which of the movies they were seeing was the English one and which was the Māori. So in other words, gestural elements or body language was enough to signal for a lot of people which language was being spoken. So that shows us that these parts of language are very important for the person receiving the language, and it emphasises the role of the gestural system in languages, and in Māori language in particular.
What do you hope to achieve with this study? Because while it may sound interesting to some, the results from the pilot study, others may be thinking, well, why do we need to know this?
Well, it's always good to know more about the language, and I think with Te Reo Māori we want to find more out about it and what it takes to be a speaker of Māori. So there might be some implications for language learning further down the track. One of our colleagues in the Institute, Nicole Gully, is just finishing a study where she's looking at how you can incorporate a gestural system into language teaching. She's adapting a system that's been used around the world for language teaching. So we know that this sort of research can have some impact on the teaching of language, for example.
Where is the connection in between, well, if you like, between Māori and non-Māori interaction or communication? Is there any linkage between that aspect to your study?
Yes, Joan Metch has done some work on this in the past and, suggested that there are differences in the gestural systems, and we have recorded some Pākehā people as well, and from our pilot study, although it's a small number of speakers, there are big differences between the gestural systems used by our monolingual Pākehā speakers to our bilingual Māori speakers, and we would like to investigate that more fully too.
Just before we wrap up, because I know that there have been some rather unflattering comments made towards your study. My personal preference is the more we know, the better informed we are. What do you say to those critics?
Well, I think, as you say, the more we know, the better we are, and anything that promotes and highlights some of the genius and beauty of the Māori language in its totality, I think can only be to the better for Te Reo Māori and Te Iwi Māori.
Dr. Jeanette King, thank you very much for joining us this morning, and all the very best with your research.
Kia ora.